There's a solid video idea. There's hours and hours of research, making thumbnails, coming up with a catchy title and editing. And finally there's a new video. But there's also a comment we've regretted we've read as soon as it happened. And now we're triggered. We start remembering all those comments that hurt us before, and we begin to question why the hell we're still doing this YouTube thing. And as a result we're frozen. We cannot find the motivation to begin working on the next project. But there's a but in the shape of a few guys who back in the day tried to figure out how to shield themselves from the verbal blows of others. The first character is Epictetus, who wrote, "Remember that not he who gives ill language or a blow insults, but the principle which represents these things as insulting. When therefore anyone provokes you, be assured that it is your own opinion which provokes you." If we fit Epictetus's words into today's digital negativity, we may see that a comment usually represents someone's immediate reaction to our work. In most cases, these are written without considering how long it took us to write the script or how much effort went into editing. They simply don't care. But we do. As we put our souls, our thoughts, our time and effort into creating something, we begin to see that something as a part of ourselves. Consequently, we then transform the feedback about our videos into commentary on our own worth. We interpret others' thoughts in such a way that they become personal. And I think that's what Epictetus was aiming at. The negative feedback has a disproportionate impact, not because of itself, but because of our subconscious habit to value it beyond its worth. Marcus Aurelius also figured this out, so in his meditation he advised himself not to be carried away by nothing but what you get from first impressions. That someone has insulted you, for instance. That, but not that it's done you any harm. Stick with first impressions, don't extrapolate. The Roman emperor offers first aid when we get too emotionally caught up with someone's feedback. His advice can be helpful on the surface level and serve as an immediate coping mechanism. But if we feel courageous enough to put our reactions to scrutiny, I dare to expand Marcus's thoughts into this. Don't extrapolate, except when it's more helpful to do so. For example, why not risk a bit and try to use this opportunity for self-discovery? If I'm feeling disproportionately hurt by what someone has written below my videos, what does that say about me? If I'm putting too much weight on a YouTube comment from a person I have absolutely no knowledge about, what does that say about my own sense of self-esteem and self-worth? Marcus's answer would probably go like this. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Everyone gets one life. Yours is almost used up. And instead of treating yourself with respect, you have entrusted your own happiness to the souls of others. If we depend on feeling good by reading positive feedback, the opposite will be true as well. Our sadness, disappointment or anger will also be dependent on what other people say and do, or in this case, write. As a result, we indeed entrust our happiness to others and in a way let go of our autonomy. We surrender our power to emotionally balance ourselves to the hands of complete strangers. But if we cannot help it, it might not hurt to get to know who's on the other side of a comment. As Marcus said, when you face someone's insults, hatred, whatever, look at his soul. Get inside him. Look at what sort of person he is. And I followed Marcus's advice. Read a comment, clicked on the channel. And what I found was only one video. The description below said this. My attempts to hear from my lovely late wife. This is not the only recording. I spent a lot of time thinking of her coming through. This was a couple months of energy focused on hearing her before I attempted. I have been reluctant to post. I may take it down. I know people in videos say to stay to the end. I ask the same, but actually have a message from her that made me break. There is a person behind most comments, and in many cases we have absolutely no idea where their thoughts come from. We know nothing of their lives or their current state of mind, so we prefer to label them as we see fit and remain hurt by their remarks. We see their negativity as an attempt of a personal attack, without considering there's likely a cause for their behavior. It may be that there's just a child on the other end, or indeed a troll, but also an elderly person with dementia, or a person who recently lost a loved one. Maybe they were frustrated by how their day went, or are battling with the difficulties in their lives. To be clear, I am not advocating for letting other people walk all over us without saying a word. I am not advocating for being hyper-empathic to the point it starts to hurt us. What I am advocating is mental toughness combined with compassion that may offer us more ways to deal with potentially painful feedback. Sure, sometimes we may need to delete a comment or hide a user from our channel, Sometimes the right call may be just to emotionally let go of an angry remark and leave it as is. But once in a while, when we are feeling brave enough, we may want to reply with sincerity, kindness and integrity. And although nothing is guaranteed, the answer we get may surprise us. Marcus always rooted for kindness. He wrote that to feel affection for people even when they make mistakes is uniquely human. You can do it if you simply recognize that they're human too, that they act out of ignorance, against their will, and that you'll both be dead before long. And above all, that they haven't really hurt you. They haven't diminished your ability to choose. Because the choice is ours. On one hand, we can continue feeling wronged. On the other, we may choose to pick ourselves up and recognize that those words have power over us only if we let them. Sure, this realization may at first only be present in our conscious mind, but if we gather the courage to progressively expose ourselves to the bad comments and dare to engage with some of them, we may begin to notice that their emotional effect drops down over time. We may also want to recognize that a comment does not stop us from doing what we want. It does not take away our ability to make the next video and follow our passion. Quite the contrary, if we manage to remove its emotional weight, a nasty comment may contain useful pieces of information that may help us make better content. Finding ways to benefit from negative input may have a profound effect on us, because most likely, life won't spare us the hassle. It will throw harmful events and people our way, and in the long run, the more resilience we build up, the more prepared we'll be. Marcus Aurelius knew this, so he wrote about what to do when facing toxic people. Watch this video next to find out how he remained undeterred by them.